Hello everyone. In this episode of Setbacks and Solutions with Mick, I thought it would be fun for you to meet the siblings, so meet the other horses that I have. This is Mick here. Mick was a good boy this morning, but he thought he should share the love a little bit, and he thought maybe you would want to hear about the others that we have. One thing that I love about working with horses is that they're all super different, and they have different good things and bad things about them, different strengths and weaknesses. So in this video, we're gonna go through the 4 horses, introduce each one of them. You can tell some of them are more anxious than others. They all have very different personalities, and it's cool to just hear a little bit about their stories. Also, if you want to see more behind the scenes training, we filmed Violina and Future this morning, so we're gonna post those on the Patreon channel. So if you're interested in more behind the scenes riding, make sure to head over to Patreon. So this is Mick, obviously. You all already know Mick. He's 7. He's actually registered with a Belgian Warmblood stud book, which is kind of interesting. He's by a stallion named Johnson, and his temperament and personality, he's pretty chill. He tries really hard. I would say he's pretty average temperament. His best qualities are his gaits. His canter quality is amazing, and we're working on the flying changes. Okay, I'm gonna go and do Future next. So this guy, his name is Future, and he's 6. He's a little bit anxious because he just arrived on Saturday, and he's never been over here in these cross ties, so you can see he's a little bit like, what am I doing over here? He's not sure about the camera yet. He hasn't gotten broke to the camera yet, but how is Future? I would say he's settled in really well. He has an amazing canter. He has a really good walk. He has a super temperament and a super personality. He is 6. I think I already mentioned that. And it's kind of interesting. He's registered with the Anglo-European stud book, which I was surprised about because he was born in the Netherlands, but his passport has a British flag on it. Another interesting thing about him is that his grandfather is Mick's father. So basically he's like Mick's nephew, going back to the stallion Johnson. His sire is first Jazz, and then on the mother line, he's Johnson. So super interesting about him. I've been doing a lot of groundwork with him. I'll put on some little clips here, but basically when he first came, he didn't really know how to put his head down. So the pull release, the inside rein to inside hind, all the groundwork that I teach all of you is what I started with introducing with him. And then I've ridden him a couple of times now, and he's been really, really good. I've been really happy with how he's settled in and kind of gotten used to the new scenery. I always think it's important with a new horse that you take your time and really set them up for success. So doing a lot of groundwork, taking your time with the lunging and the in-hand work to really get them relaxed and with you before you get on, because the worst thing that can happen is that you get a new horse and you have a bad experience, and then it kind of sets both of you back. Fun little thing about him is he really loves to have his withers scratched. I don't know if he'll do it right now, but I noticed I always like to figure out where they like to be scratched, and he seems to really enjoy having his withers scratched. You can see he gets his nose kind of going there. I like to spend time with the horses and just figure out what they like, what they enjoy. So anyways, this is Future. He's 6. This next one is actually my husband's horse. She's a 5-year-old. Her name's Violina. She's registered Hanoverian. She's giant, as you can see. She's 17.3. She is super hot and very, very forward. She has 3 good gaits, but definitely getting her to wait and come back and focus and pay attention, that has been a challenge. I started riding her about a month ago because my husband hurt himself and she was off for a while. And I've been really trying to work with her on the balance in the canter transition, because sometimes she gets a little bit strong and fast and she doesn't stay on her hind leg. So we've been working a lot on getting her to connect to the hind leg, getting her to kind of balance back and ride a half halt. And little by little, she's been just getting better and better, which is really cool. What I think is fun is like the approach that I have with her is very different because she's so hot compared to either Mick or Mr. Future. The hotter your horse, the more boring your ride has to be. For a lazy horse, you got to make your ride pretty interesting. But with a hot horse like this, if I can just keep it super lazy and kind of boring and rhythmic, the better. And I keep trying to give as much as I can. I want to teach her to stay with my posting and be able to give on the inside rein. Okay, and last but certainly not least, this is Kensington. Kensington is actually 11 this year, which is kind of hard to believe. And Kensington, I've shown him through the I1 and he's schooling all the Grand Prix. I got Kensington as a 5-year-old. He's a Dutch Warmblood. He's actually jumper bred, which is kind of interesting. But he's got 3 good gaits, and he, I would say personality-wise, he's the shyest of the horses. He's a very introverted horse and like a little bit of a nervous horse, which is good because he like has to really trust me. It's also a bit of a challenge sometimes to work with him and to train him to build up his confidence and to build up his trust. But I really enjoy getting them when they're young and then developing them up through the levels, because that's how you're able to develop the partnership and the bond and the communication that you really need in order to compete at the upper levels of dressage. So those are the horses. Let me know down in the chat which one is your favorite. I'm definitely going to be including some of the other horses in this series because Mick needs to share the love a little bit, but it's just always interesting to see because every horse has good things and bad things, strengths and weaknesses. There's no such thing as a perfect horse. And the beauty in it is figuring out how to work with that horse and how to highlight their good qualities and just help them to develop and in their personalities and develop that partnership with them. And they all need a little bit of a different approach and a different system. So that's what I think is really fun. So stay tuned for the next episode next week and comment below. Let me know which one is your favorite. Don't forget to check us out on Patreon. I'm going to post, like I said, I did a training video of Violina this morning, and we also did one of Future. So if you want to see that, make sure to check out Patreon, and we'll see you in the next video.